Hello, I'm Melissa Lopez. I teach our Algebra 1 class here at MyFunScience. I'd love to just give you a little bit of information about it. Algebra 1 can be an intimidating class for a lot of students and parents, especially since it's the first class that most students get high school credit for in math. It sets a foundation for a lot of the skills the students will need both in high school and in college. So it really does just give some anxiety to that process. So I'd love to decode this with you, help you understand exactly what we have to offer and how we can help your student be successful in Algebra 1. For our Algebra 1 class, there's kind of a flow for how our weeks go. We have a 90-minute live class. During class, we'll answer questions, we'll go through practice problems from prior week's material to really make sure that those skills are concrete. They are really set in stone for the students before we move forward. We'll go over material for the upcoming week. We do notes in class that allow students to write down steps, learn the skills, practice problems. And I provide slides for the students to take notes on so that they're not stuck trying to write everything down as quickly as possible. They're not required to do the slides the same way I do. They're not required to do them at all. But it does give them an outline, a skeleton for creating notes because note taking is still a skill that students are working through and learning. After class, students are going to complete typically about 4 assignments per week. Those assignments could be lessons, they could be chapter reviews, they could be a test. For each of those lessons that they do from the textbook, I have recorded short videos to explain just that lesson. And when I say short videos, most of them average about 5 to 10 minutes. Some of them maybe a little bit more than that, but I try to keep them very minimal. Even though we talk about the topics during class, sometimes students get stuck or they have a question, or maybe they have class on one day and it's a couple of days before they get to a particular lesson. So those lesson videos are critical to help keep that information current or to give them support when they struggle with it. Once again, I don't require the students to watch the lesson videos, and I post them so that they're available all year long so that later, if a student finds that they're struggling with a particular skill, they can always go back and watch the lesson video over that skill and really help get them a better understanding for a particular idea. Okay. Also, each week I provide students with an answer key for the problems that they're going to do so that they know immediately if they're getting something wrong. Because nothing is more discouraging for math students than working through an entire lesson and finding out that they missed half of it or more. So the answer key gives you as students and you as parents the opportunity to know very quickly if the students are understanding. And then the last thing is I ask students each week to write down what lessons and problems either that they just didn't understand how to get right or that they struggled with so that I can make sure that during class we circle back to those skills and we go over them the next time. When students struggle, and they inevitably will, I tell them, reach out to me. Let's go through and look at how we can better explain a certain idea. Can we work through it together? So, for that reason, I don't have a set office hour time. I strictly do office hours whenever students need them. So I can meet with an individual student to go over a certain skill. So they will never spend 5 or 6 days struggling over a skill until we get to class next time. If they need help, if they struggle, they send me an email and we get together to go over that. And that is really what sets our class apart from recorded video classes. That live interactive component in class, the instant feedback when they need help and they reach out to me and I can get back together with them. That really helps close that gap for students because every student is going to have a certain subject that they don't understand well or this certain topic in a class that they need help with. And nothing is more frustrating than being at a place where you feel like you can't move forward or you don't understand why you're missing a question. And so that's why I make myself available to students. I answer lots of questions by email. I spend lots of time in my classroom just talking with students, helping them understand. We'll pull up the whiteboard and we'll work them together just like we would during class. And that helps them feel more secure about a content or a certain topic. Those are the things that allow students in Algebra 1 here at MyFunScience to really build the skills and the foundation that they need to move on to higher math classes. We'll take those skills they got in pre-algebra, we'll allow them to connect those ideas to the higher concepts that they're going to see as they move forward. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you being here.